What's up guys, Nrg Studios here, and I know you know how these collection videos normally go, but this year, we are changing things up. That's right, it's not gonna be one video, because last time I did one, it was approaching an hour, and that is just a lot to watch. So this time, I'm splitting it up into 3 segments. These are the 3 segments we're getting, and today, we're gonna go with the first segment. Alright guys, here's all the figures that we're gonna be looking at today. You can see that these are just from the pilots all the way up until Tournament of Elements, plus some little extras back there. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so here we have the original variant for all of the suits. We've got Lloyd in his little Garmadon impersonator outfit here with the skeleton torso on the chest, the purple belt painted on there, and the green 5 foreshadowing the fact that he will be the 5th ninja, the Green Ninja. He's got the hood, the classic Lloyd piece, there's his face print. Moving on to Kai, we have the basic robes, same belt, the rope, and the golden badge. Classic 90s ninja headpiece. And then his face is just the classic Kai right there with the scar and everything. Jay, very similar to Kai. These suits are all pretty much the same, except for the badge and a little bit of the variation in terms of the belt print, which is interesting. So Jay's goes out like that. He's got the original mask as well. The classic Jay face with the original notch in his eyebrow. Look at that. Looks great, very serious, small mouth. Didn't seem like the funny guy at the time. When we just had the sets, but then the show came out, and we all know what Jay's like. Cole has the black suit. He's got the same ropes as everyone, very similar, but he's got the little weird badge right there, the gold one. I like that one a lot. Cole, of course, the bushy eyebrows. I always thought this original face didn't look very much like the show. I felt like the eyes were a little bit too high, and the mouth was just too far from the eyes. And then for Zane, we have, of course, the white ninja, same ropes and belt and everything, and there's the Zane face print with that signature straight mouth on all of them. Moving on to Nia, we have Nia's original outfit. You can see her phoenix symbol emblazoned down the side right there, pretty cool. This same neck piece around the collar that was kind of a dead giveaway for Samurai X at the time, you'll see that later. And then Nia has this basic bob haircut. On the other side of her face, she has this, which is either, some people say that that face is for her when she's captured, others say it's for her when she's like covering her mouth like a ninja. I subscribe to that second one, because that fits more with what happens on the card from her original spinner set, which is why I think that is more Nia being a fighter like that. And then for Wu, we have the original Wu with the black belt, everything. There's his face, not too much to see under the beard, the new beard mold, and the tan rice cap. On the back of Sensei, we have the same symbol, it's on his chest. All the ninja, nothing on the backs. And then Lloyd has the mini cape, but he also has an alternate face print too, which is very good for the show, and it is Lloyd when he is very scared, because Lloyd definitely had lots of reasons to be very scared when he was like this. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, here we have the DX lineup. I know this isn't the Sensei official DX, but he has the gold lettering, and this was a gold, and it was kind of the second variation of their suit, so I consider this to be grouped with the DX at least. You can see they all have the dragons on there, but interestingly, these 3, of course, have the same head mold, dragon printed on their chest, which is really cool. I like the DX suits a lot. At first, I wasn't a fan of them when they were first revealed as their dragon suits, because they literally just had a dragon printed on the chest, and I didn't like that it didn't look too much like fabric. It looked more like just a pattern printed on their chests, which I was never a huge fan of, but they've definitely grown on me a lot. And you may be wondering how I have the Lloyd ones. So the Lloyd torso and legs were released with this unique Lloyd face, and a different mask, and some shoulder armor. But I actually chose to use this old 90s version of the Green Ninja mask that didn't come out in any actual Ninjago sets, but I got it on Bricklink, and I was able to put it on this figure to match the rest of them, and I think they look really, really slick all together. They have the same base prints as before, but interestingly, they actually do have a back print this time. And the back print has their symbol again, and it also has their name. Lloyd, interestingly, has that new symbol. There's Kai. There's Jay. There's Cole. My Cole's a little bit faded. And there is Zane. So I think that looks really, really cool. Definitely gives them a nice, very official look. It's like the first ones were like their training suits. This is like, man, they're actually established ninja now. And then for Sensei on the back, he has this awesome, also another dragon printed on it like that, which I think really does unite Sensei with the rest of the ninja, considering they'd be all one group. And here we have the first generation of Kendo Ninja. We have had some later on that we'll see in other videos, but this is just the first generation from the original first few episodes of the Ninjago show. Not the pilots, the actual season 1. And this is when the ninja were battling to see who would be the Green Ninja with their golden weapons. Great sequence. Offered a lot of great examples of their powers and using the golden weapons, and I really like these. But the suits are a little bit unimpressive, I would say, because they do share the same torso and leg prints as the original suits. The only thing that's added is this old 90s samurai piece, which I do love. Same face prints again. And then this nice mold with some white print on the front, which I do like quite a bit. So overall, these figures are all right. It's just a little bit unoriginal, but I think I can excuse that because I really like that this just serves as simply an add-on to their original training suits, which definitely makes sense to me. Like if they needed more armor, they would just slap it on over. Alright, now here we have the full Season 1 suits, the ZX suits. These suits are just incredible. So nostalgic for so many fans, especially these four, and the Green Ninja. Finally, officially here, this is the first minifigure of the original Green Ninja, and we also have the first Samurai X, which is very, very interesting. But starting with Lloyd, he's got this awesome reflective print on him. You can see right there. He's got like the metal on his suit. The great collar going down the center, the gunmetal armor. This was the only way to get that at the time. Same face print as before. We didn't get like an older Lloyd face print or anything from when he grew up, but we did get this same face print, which is good. The new mask with the crown piece on top. This was printed in a darker silver than the other silver ones. And then on the back, you can see Lloyd with the snake, a little bit of an Ouroboros on there, which I think is just so cool. So that's Lloyd, and then let's get on to Kai. Kai has gold fixtures on him. They did something really cool with these four, and they had 2 gold and 2 silver, which I just think is great. So you got 2 little duos here. Kai's was always a favorite of mine as a kid. I love the shurikens that are tucked in there. I love just the area around his shoulders, how it's more dark red. The dark red arms look really great. Same face print for Kai and everything, and then his back has the same Kai symbol in there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the same one from the center of the chest of the original training suits. Jay, interestingly, in the show had a chrome arm and more chrome armor on him, but for the figure, of course, they didn't do that. But I think that's fine. Chrome's expensive to do, but I do like the fact that we have a gray arm and then a blue arm. It gives him like an asymmetrical look. It looks more armored. Confirms Jay's a righty, I guess. And then Jay's also got his symbol in there. Pretty cool. Cole is awesome as well. I always loved the little spikes, it looks like, or the scales that are on Cole's shoulder pads there. Very, very cool to me. He's got buckles all over the suit too, lots of straps. This is one of my favorite suits out of them all. See Cole's symbol in there again through the center of the sword holder. By the way, these armor was new for this wave as well, and I just think this armor is so cool. Zane has some nice tan detailing on there, which we didn't see much of later, but I was really a fan of. Also some brown straps again, which I'm a fan of. And then you can see Zane's symbol in there too. And for Samurai X, like I said, the same collar as Nia. That was kind of a giveaway. When we first saw the Samurai X in the show, you would see the collar right there. A little bit obvious. There's also a nice line printing going down the legs. You can see that. You can see Nia has the same face print. And this, but this backside is very different. This is an angry Nia, and this was, I remember, the original print we saw for Samurai X, so people couldn't always tell if that was a guy or a girl, because that looks, the angriness of the face sometimes made it look like a dude. And then under the armor for Nia, again, we can see that she has those nice lines going down the center of that middle strap there, and then her phoenix symbol there, of course, looks very cool. I'm a big fan of that. And then on her back, she has lots of straps and her phoenix symbol once again. And then for Sensei Wu, this was an interesting one. We got a new torso print. See the dragons on there, similar to the back of the black one, and then a nice little gray collar, and then a little version of that dragon print in the back. So overall, I think this is one of the peaks of Ninjago in terms of their suits and everything. I think these just look so nice together. And of course, the classic Samurai X looks wonderful too. Alright, and here we have the Nrg Ninja. Yes, these are the true potentials of our 4 original ninja. These suits are a little bit controversial because, well, just the idea of a true potential, because the ninja reached their true potentials in Season 1. But now we have 12 seasons, and they're still not always considered to be masters, or it seems like there's something more they can do, so true potential is like kind of a low barrier, it seems like. But besides the story implications, I do think these are really awesome figures. They have some nice reflectivity to them. You can see Zane's right there. There's Cole's. Got some nice red reflective in there. Cole's is a little bit dark, which I think is just the detriment of printing on black. It doesn't always show up well. Jay's got some very nice reflection on there. Wow. And then Kai, of course, also has the gold reflection. And their faces are similar to some other faces that we see later, but have a little bit more detail than the Airjitsu faces from later waves. Got some awesome glowing eyes. Cole's head's almost coming off with that one. And then Zane's. This is an interesting case for Zane, because we did get Zane in like a light baby blue, which is interesting because he is normally white. And he also is the only one with different colored hands. So overall, I think these suits are really cool looking, very raw and elemental. You can see the backs. There's like almost a little bit of power cracking through on Kai's. Jay's got lightning raining down. Cole has rocks cracked on the back, of course, and Zane has ice shards. So I think these are some very cool figures and an excellent addition to any Ninjago collection. Alright, and here we have a fan favorite. Yes, these are the Kimono Suits. And if you notice, it's not split up between silver, silver, gold, gold. Now we have 3 gold because they made Lloyd gold. And actually Lloyd is the same base print, Kai's the same base print, Jay's the same base print, Cole is the same base print, and Zane has the same base print. So not a lot of change there. You can see Lloyd on the back has a different symbol. This is a very different one. It's like a little snake in there. The back of the print, I'll give you more little light for that. It looks very interesting. We never saw that again, to my knowledge, but then all the ninja have their same symbol on the back in the center of the sword holder again, and they just have a lot of nice detail. If you look really closely, you'll notice that all the ninja actually have different shaped buckles covering their suit, which I always thought was just a fascinating detail. Like, the designers went through all of the trouble to give Kai a little bit more sharp, Jay's more rounded, Cole's is like a hexagon, like a very circular, Zane's are triangles. Lloyd has like a clover-shaped one. It's very interesting how unique these are if you take the time to look really close at them. So yeah, I think these suits are definitely a classic. I love the episodes that they show up in, and I think these are one of Ninjago's best suits as well. Alright, next up is Rebooted, and yes, this is the first time that we got all of the ninjas' hair. Kai's hair is actually a rubbery piece, but it is a new mold. All the others were existing molds, but Kai's is brand new for this, which I think is very cool. And these are the rebooted suits. So these are the suits that the ninja used to block the facial recognition software of the Nindroids and the Borg Industries stuff. So they do have the half mask, which was also a new piece for that, which I like a lot. I think it gives a nice effect to them, and it also allowed us to get their hair, as I said, which is very cool. One of my favorite things about these suits is that the buckles actually stay the same from the kimono suits. If you look at the buckles, it's the same pattern, which I think is just so cool. But one detrimental thing about these suits is that they don't have leg print. All of the ones up until now have had leg print, so it does look a little bit plain on the bottom to see none of them with a leg print. But what are you going to do? The belts are mostly printed on the torso to avoid that. But another thing that I like about these is that you can see the element printed on the torso. Lloyd's got energy blasting out from right here. Kai's got fire burning from the belt. Jay has all of the lightning shooting out there. Cole has little cracks of magma, and then Zane has ice coming out of his symbol. I think it looks very, very cool. They all have the same face prints except for Lloyd, who actually got a new face print this year, which I thought was very cool at the time. I was like, wow, Lloyd really looks like he's growing up. It's more serious, it looks less like a little kid, and it fits more the visual style of the rest of the ninja. The old Lloyd face was a little bit different. But I have been ignoring for a little bit Tech Wu over here. He has the black beard, black version of the original mold for Sensei Wu, black legs, of course, and a half robotic face and a silver hat. Look at this guy. Very cool. You can see he also has, or you can see with the face print, it's silver printed on there, but it doesn't wrap around, but it does continue on the back, so there's a little gap on the side, which is not too great. But then he also has a little Nindroid symbol on the back, which is very cool, and his torso print is fairly detailed for being covered up most of the time by the beard. I like that torso quite a bit. I think it really screams Ninjago and rebooted overall. But I definitely do like this figure quite a bit. Oops, I just threw him. And he really reminds me of just the good times of watching Rebooted. Alright, so now we have a very, very interesting wave of suits. These were not in one wave. They were very, very split up. First of all, Lloyd here, Zane, and Nia all came in the same set. And they had new prints. This is the stone armor variant. They're supposedly fused with the armor of the ancient stone warriors in order to block the golden powers that the Overlord possesses at the end of Rebooted. And Nia gets a new face for this. A very weird face. I did use that face for Zora, created by the Brick Rookie. Great guy in the community. Made an OC for a Ninjago contest, and it was in my series for a while, you guys will probably remember. No alternate print, but Nia does have a very, very good look for her torso armor here. Nia's technically isn't stone armor as well. This is just her Samurai X look for Rebooted, but I think it looks very, very much like the rest of them, so I always throw it in. And it also has the same kind of rugged metal pattern as a lot of the other ones do up in the shoulder pads, so I definitely allow it to be here. If you look again, the buckles on all these suits retain the same shape, which is just incredible attention to detail. But you'll notice that these three have leg print, while these two don't, because these two came in the Rebooted wave, and as you remember with the last one, they did not have leg prints, but these three were all exclusive minifigures. Kai with a minifigure box, Cole with a smaller individual minifigure box, and Jay with a book. So I really, really like those leg prints, especially Cole's. This is one of my favorite Ninjago figures of all time. Also because this exclusive face print. There's Cole doing a real happy face. Reminds me of the show a lot more than the serious face print that he's had for years. But I just really, really like this face print for Cole. And it was exclusive, although this same face print was also printed on a ghost face, but that one had an alternate face, and if you look behind this one, it does not. And then you can also see the ninja have their symbols in silver on the back. And Jay has his later face print as well. And also Kai, for some reason, they gave him an exclusive face print that doesn't have his scar. So if you want to have a happy Kai, I guess you're going to have to make him have his scar disappear and reappear every other scene. I can definitely relate to that. But yeah, the ninja have their symbols on the back. You can see like that. Interestingly, a lot of the symbols don't line up with the armor. You can see it kind of shows out under it. Doesn't line up perfectly, which is a bit annoying, but I can deal with it because it looks pretty cool otherwise. There's Kai. There's Jay. You can see it doesn't line up perfectly. Here is Cole. I showed you that. It doesn't line up. And then there is Zane's back print. But overall, I like these. They look very united. I like seeing the hair and the armor at the same time. It gives a little bit of an empty look around the neck, but I think it looks A-okay in my book. Alright, now here we have the Tournament of Elements suits. Chokin,
What?
What are you doing there?
No, I'm just standing.
He's always
Come on.
getting
Oh, come on.
Classic Chokin. But anyway, here are the Tournament of Elements suits. These are very cool because this is the first time we saw the ninja sleeveless, and that style repeated for a lot of ninja, specifically this guy later on, but it was cool to see all of them like this. Well, actually, these four, because this was an exclusive later. I'll tell you about that. But overall, you can see that they have the symbols down the chest. Looks very, very cool. You have all of their elemental symbols of these 4 ninja down the chest like that. Back prints look awesome as well. Very defined. I always like that a lot. Let's see. Some great looking back prints on those. Was always a favorite of mine. And then for Zayn, also same kind of thing. But like I said, this Zayn was an exclusive to a pack in 2016. And this was also an exclusive face print. And I really, really like this figure because canonically Zayn was never on the island in tournament garb ever. And then he also didn't have this yellow skin at any point after rebooted. Unless you're talking about him projecting himself in Season 8 and 9, but that's a whole different story. We got something really interesting on there is that this never really happened very much with the other versions of Zayn's split face, split between metal and human, but this one actually wraps all the way around the side, which is just so cool. I mean, look at that. It starts all the way over there and goes all the way around. So we can see the hole on the back that reveals that he is a robot, and I think this face print was just a dedication to the fans that wanted that kind of face print for the look of Season 1, and I also did customize the hairpiece a little bit here, just to make it look like he's torn up in metal, but to show you what it looks like with a normal hairpiece, I'll grab one from a Zane back here, and I'll throw it on there. Here's what it looks like normally, but also it did include a white ninja mask in this incorrectly, because the ninja never wore that kind of mask with these suits, so I never really put it on there because I don't consider it correct. But this is pretty much how they look with the tournament stuff. They all have the same face print. Lloyd has his rebooted one back. Kai has his hairpiece, same face, and same face. Alright, and here we have the Zukin Ninja, or the Jungle Ninja, whatever you want to call them. These are some great looking suits. These were also the ones used in LEGO Dimensions, so they were available through that as well. But just to start off, they do have the same mask mold as the ZX ones, except they no longer have the crown printed metallically. They have their symbol printed up there. But this was their kanji symbol, I think that's what it's called. But then they also have their elemental creature symbol on their chest, just like it used to be. And of course you see Zayn is fully titanium here now, which is an awesome figure up there with the Green Ninja. It's a very, very cool figure. Lots of metallic print on there. He has the armor, the others don't. You can see Zayn's power source a little bit through there. He's got the same knee pads, but Zayn does not have the orange that the other 4 do have, because Zayn's is of course metal. You can see some screws in there, looks very cool. But these do have orange or like a light brown kind of color for them. I think that looks very cool. They all have different little details on there. Cole has a knife, Jay has 2 kunai, Kai has little daggers, and then Lloyd has a sai printed onto their torsos, which is awesome. The knee pads look very cool too. These 4 have the same face prints as before, and then in the back you can see there's like a space for Cole's scythe or something, Jay storing whatever, Kai storing a sword probably, and Lloyd probably a sword as well. They've got some nice looking little storage back there. And then for Zayn, you can see his face print through his mask has a visor, which is supposed to look like a little heads-up visor that he would have under his robot mask. But on the other side, you can see Zayn's pure little face print. Very happy smile right there. It was about time we got a Zayn smile. And this one has the blue eyes and everything, and I don't know if this will work, but it looks alright with that, although a lot of people definitely do prefer to give it the blue visor because it looks very much more technical, and there's even a little printing in there with some text, very hard to see, but it shows that Pixel is inside of his head. And then we have Jungle Nia, which is just a wonderful figure. You can see we finally actually got the face of Samurai X, the mask that we always saw on the show. Look at that. It looks so cool, and I love the green added to Samurai X. Samurai X never had green on her before this, but now we have green armor giving a little bit of a red and green and gold look, which is a great color scheme for a royal-looking samurai. And it looks very cool. But Nia also, on the back, has an okay-looking face print. She looks kind of... She doesn't look too happy. It looks just like a content smile, I guess. But a lot of fans are not a huge fan of that face print, ironically. Fans not being a fan of things. Ninjago and Star Wars fans can relate. But yeah, these are the jungle suits. Alright, now here we have a very special selection of suits. These are the special variants of characters, and some were released much later than the original waves. So this Zane is not the case for that. This was released with the original wave, and this is just a damaged Zane. You can see this was the original damaged Zane faceprint that we got for Rebooted, and like I said, it does not continue around the side. But it does look very cool. You can see his chest opened up with his power source on the inside, freaking out like that, shooting out lots of electricity, or maybe ice energy, can't really tell. And the back also has his same look for Rebooted, because this was actually supposed to just be a version of this suit, but like it's open up. So you can see this one has the nice little organized printing on there. This one's bursting open, and you can see the back print is very similar, but this time Zane has the silver arm, so there's more metal showing on the side of this one, which I always thought was a very, very cool detail, that we got two different variants of the same suit pretty much, which we will see a lot later in different videos. And then of course we have Nia as a kabuki. You can see she has the nice wrist bracelet piece that was a little bit of a reveal in the show, a running thing in the show for the Samurai X to have that. She's got the nice dragon print on her, and of course the white hands, the makeup, and the white face print. Nia also has another face print on the other side. This one looks more like the movie Nia, which is interesting because, yes, it was released during the movie era, so it looks very cool though. I'm a big fan of this figure, and I'm glad that we finally got her, so we can have her fighting Klaus like this, and there's the bow tied on the back and everything. And then here's the big one. Oh my gosh, there he is. Pink Zane, finally. Now I know this isn't the right face print. This is the old Zane face print, but I felt like I just had to put the old face on there because this is the pink Zane that we all know. I know he may come back in season 12. I haven't seen it yet, but this just looks right. I'm so glad that we finally got this. And Kai's suit gets thrown in the wash with Zane's, and that turns into that. That is just the best. I'm a huge fan of it, and I'm very glad that we finally got Pink Zane. Also, there's an addition. On the back of the original suits, they had no print. But on the back of Pink Zane, the ropes wrap all the way around and tie on the back a little bit. I just think that's a fun detail. And of course, getting everything in pink is just such a good deal. So I'm very glad we got these special suits. And if you guys are wondering where this guy is and his golden friends, I'm not going to review the Golden Ninja until later on in this series. So you'll see all of the Golden Ninja together much later. Alright, now here we have our Lord Garmadon figures. Yes, no Sensei Garmadon, this is just Lord Garmadon, and these were the first three original variations. So you can see with the original, the classic samurai helmet was used in a lighter silver. Looks very cool, much wider. And I honestly really prefer this helmet design, but you can also see the face print there. Looks alright, looks a little bit dim. I think printing on black again was not the best detail back there, or didn't allow for the best detail. You see the purple belt, looks very cool. There's the rib cage that Lloyd was trying to impersonate in his original outfit, and there's just no back print. And then, here was the big deal. I've never seen the leaks for this. Wow. That is Garmadon with 4 arms. Same torso print, or at least very, very similar. No noticeable differences. Same face print as well, or same case, like what I said last time. But this time, he has the new samurai helmet piece, and it is in gunmetal gray, not the silver color. So it is much thinner, but it does allow a little bit more of a clip on there, which looks pretty good. He's got the same bone on there, and he's got this torso extender piece. You can see it clips on just where a head would, and allows for 2 more hands, so he can possess all 4, if you know what I mean. And then here we go for the third Garmadon. This is supposed to be when the Overlord possesses Garmadon, so without this weird-looking face mask, that is the helmet of darkness that he is wearing, which allows him to control the Stone Army. And you can see it's basically the same Garmadon as before, just with a different helmet. But this face print, or not face print, face clip is supposed to represent the fact that the Overlord is possessing him. Does that look right? I don't think it's pushed on right. Yeah, no, we're fine. It's supposed to represent the fact that the Overlord is possessing him, which made him look much different than this in the actual show, but this is the closest that we got in the set. So I hope someday we will be able to get a much more accurate version of the Overlord possessing Garmadon. Alright, and here we have our last two figures. These are the Sensei Garmadons. Here's the rebooted Sensei Garmadon, and there's the Tournament of Elements Sensei Garmadon. You can see this one is more focused on dark green, this one more light green, which I think is pretty cool. I like this figure so much. One of my all-time favorite Ninjago figures. Just look at that torso. It looks very classical, yet retains a lot of Ninjago style, and he has Sensei Wu's little symbol on the back, so I guess it was just the symbol that the brothers share, which I like a lot. He has Lloyd's hair in dark gray, which is also one of my favorite Lego hair pieces. If you've seen The Future Is Now, you know I really like that hair piece. And his face print is the same for both figures, just a little old-looking face. Retains a little bit of the look of Garmadon, but not too much because, again, he is human this time and not very evil. And then for the Tournament of Elements one, you can see he has a little bit also of the faded green for his little robes up here under the main ones, which I like a lot. The white arms are retained between both suits. And on the back, he has the same symbol, but his shirt is being peeled back to reveal the Anacondrae tattoo. Yeah, he trained under Master Chen, so he does, if you remember, when they were looking for a spy, or looking for who was allied with Chen, they all had to get these purple snake tattoos. So you can tell on Garmadon, in the actual minifigure, that he worked for Chen, which I think is a very cool detail. Alright, so that's it for part 1, but I will see you guys soon with part 2 and 3. We got a lot of suits to go through, and I am very excited. See you around.
Chogun, 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 chogun.